Hey, my name is Kathy Roberts. I'm the Tidy Tutor, and this is Motivation Monday. We're going to talk about the no excuse rule. There is something called the no excuse rule, and that goes across the board for any single thing that you could come up with for an excuse for why the house is a mess. I'm going to give you some examples. I don't feel good. I have a headache. I couldn't sleep all night. The baby was up all night. I have a toothache. I'm working swing shift. They changed my schedule at work. My husband is working swing shift. I have no help around the house. My house is too big. My house is too small. I don't have any closets. I can go on and on. You get the picture. There is no excuse, because this is the thing. Everyone out there that has one of those excuses, there is someone else that has the same one, and they actually maintain order at home. Now, to put that a little further, there are people who have the same exact excuse, only they have an added situation to it. Like maybe they weren't able to sleep all night, the baby was up all night, and on top of that, they have a child in a wheelchair to care for. These people exist, and they actually maintain a decent, orderly household at the same time. Now, I'm going to give you two examples, okay? One example is someone with cancer, and another example is someone from a car accident. These are not excuses, and please hear me out. I do not mean to feel harsh or insensitive to anyone that is going through anything. I'm just trying to get the point across that there is no excuse for being in a mess. Now, the person with the car accident, she had 4 children under the age of 10. One of them was 15 months old, okay? The car accident absolutely crushed her. She was in the hospital for 4 weeks, and then when she came back home, she was in a hospital bed for many months. She was in a wheelchair for a year. This person maintained order at home. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It was me, all right? That was me. It was a wonderful experience. Believe me, the car accident wasn't, and none of that was. But I'm saying that what the wonderful experience was that I had become organized. I learned this system that I teach now. I learned it, and I learned it about 2 years prior to this happening. I was pregnant with child number 4 when I learned this system, and he was 15 months old when this happened. So when the car crash happened and I was in a hospital and people had to come and take care of things because these children were in school, this was a situation here. It wasn't embarrassing for my then husband or any of my children. It was very easy for these people to get into my house and go through and get what they needed for my kids. My kids were on a system also, just like mine, but mini for them. Everybody knew where everything was. It wasn't embarrassing, and it took a situation that was just devastating and made it a little bit easier for them. Another thing that happened too was that when I came home from the hospital, the place did not become a shambles because we had a system in place and we had been practicing it. Now I'm going to talk to you about someone who had cancer. Now, this was a dear friend that lived in Florida when I lived in Florida, and people in the church were trying to figure out what we could do to help. Well, one of the things I knew I could do was I could go to her house and I could clean it once a week, because I figured it must be in very bad condition because she had been in bed for quite a while. So I figured, oh, I'm going to just go there with a shovel and just, shovel her out. But guess what? There was no reason to do that. There was no laundry everywhere. There were no dishes in the sink. There were no empty bottles of something to drink or anything, glasses, cups, mugs laying around on coffee tables or on end tables or in the kids' rooms. None of that. There was no dishes on the table from previous dinner. There was no garbage lined up in the kitchen waiting to get taken out. That didn't happen. This is what needed to be done. What needed to be done in her house was things that required elbow grease, Like there was a ring in the bathtub. The floors needed to be scrubbed. The floors needed to be vacuumed. The cabinets could have used a wiping down, and the sink and things in the bathroom needed a once-over. But there were no clothes on the floor. This is what these people did. You want to know? When they opened something and they had some garbage in their hand, they threw it away. When they used a dish, they washed it. When the hamper lid wouldn't close, they did a load of laundry. When they had some garbage, they threw it out. These are things that are second nature to the people who are left-brained. They are things that the right-brained person has to learn. And I'm telling you, nobody could be more right-brained than me. I lived in a disaster. From the time I was in that car accident until years later, you know, when I was still recovering, my house maintained order. I could have had company any day. A lot of that time, I couldn't even get out of bed. So I'm telling you right now, all right, this is motivation for you to stop making excuses. Now, if you haven't gone through the habits, it is absolutely necessary. They are foundational. Without a foundation, nothing can stand. You need a strong foundation. I don't care how great that house is. If the foundation sucks, the house is going to fall. So the foundation to this, a lot of this really does hang on those habits, okay? So make sure you go over those habits. Do it now, not later. Don't pass it up, pick it up. Say no. Think about tomorrow, today. You know, there are all these habits that we have that I've got for you. You got to go over them. You got to practice them, okay? So that's it for this Motivation Monday. Please like this video, forward it on to anybody that you know could use it, and please leave me comments. I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at Kathy@thetidytutor.com, and my site is www.thetidytutor.com.